Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is James Sanderson, and it's November the 9th, 2015. It's our enormous pleasure to welcome you to our Zoom call this evening. Tonight we have an extra special, amazing guest, Dr. Mitra Ray. Can't tell you how excited we are about that. And I'm now going to hand over to James Knight, who is going to introduce Mitra. And James is going to effectively ask Mitra some questions. And so, James, over to you.
Okay. Well, hi, everyone, and hello, Mitra. I'd just like to say a big thank you to Mitra for agreeing to do this. I know you're an incredibly busy woman and under demand 24/7. But you did say you'd always reach out to me and our team here in the UK, so thanks very much for doing that. Firstly, I'm just going to ask everyone to mute their phones or computers so we haven't got any background noise, please, apart from Mitra, obviously. I've already sent what we kind of we want to talk to, reference Mitra, but first I'd like to give her introduction. So Dr. Mitra Ray is a woman on a mission, and I know that from meeting her over over the last few years. She is fiercely committed to being a trusted guide for those who love life, those who want to be healthy, fit, and gorgeous, and those who want to live to the dance at their grandchildren's wedding. If you are looking for a proven professional who can guide you to better health with practical and doable solutions that are easier on the wallet in these changing and busy times, then you have to come to the right place today and tonight. With over 30 years of experience, she has helped people achieve remarkable success in looking and feeling better. Dr. Mitra Ray received her Bachelor's of Science at Cornell University and her PhD from Stanford Medical School. She is the recipient of many NIH grants and the Young Investigator Award from the Federation of American Societies of Experimental Biology. Her research has been published in such prestigious journals as Science Proceedings of the National Academy of Science and the Journal of Cell Biology. The audience in 4 continents has enjoyed her award-winning books, audios, and lectures on health, beauty, and longevity. Her mission and commitment is to educate and inspire people about how plant-based whole foods create simple, sustainable beauty and vitality. She also has her latest book, guys, Do You Have the Guts to Be Beautiful? And it's also available today. I've read it myself, and it's not easy for a dyslexic guy like me, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And also, guys, she's a very, very successful national market director in the Juice Plus business, earning many millions of dollars and a wonderful lifestyle. And I've had the pleasure of staying at her house and actually seeing what this is great for her and all the people and the lives that she's affected. So Mitra, I would like you to start by just sort of explaining a little bit about why, first of all, Juice Plus, how it came into your life and why you decided to pursue it.
Great. Can you hear me okay? I want to make sure the audio is working well.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So it's great to talk to everybody in the UK. I had the pleasure of living in London for 3 years, so I have quite the affinity for the United Kingdom, and I look forward to, first of all, letting you all know, if you don't know, I'll be coming to your February conference, and I hope to see many of you there and bring people to it. So to share my story, about 21 years ago, somebody basically brought me a brochure on Juice Plus at a time in my life where I was a busy scientist doing research, and I was studying Alzheimer's and cancer, and I was, as you said, funded by all these incredible institutions to look for a cure. And at that time, I was suffering from my own health consequences because, unfortunately, I didn't know that much about taking care of myself the way I do today. But if you had asked me back then if I were healthy, I would have said, yeah, sure, I'm healthy, despite the fact the reality was that I was spending hundreds of dollars that I didn't have on physical therapy for my neck, for an injury that I had had for many years. And it was an athletic injury that went unchecked, and I had lots of x-rays taken, lots of doctors looking at it. And basically the diagnosis was, well, you've hurt yourself and you have to take anti-inflammatories. So I was taking ibuprofen, and if you know anything about NSAIDs, which stands for non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, what they do, one of the many side effects is that it creates ulcerations. So I had an ulcer in my 20s from taking these drugs. I used to buy them in bulk from Costco, and I wasn't any wiser about it. I had just read an article about juicing and just had started a juicing regimen about the time when somebody brought me a brochure on Juice Plus, and that really hit me like a brick over the head. Like, I still remember sitting in my kitchen reading this brochure and just thinking to myself, why had I not thought of this incredible idea myself? Nobody had to explain to me why this was such a good concept, because I could not and still cannot take isolated vitamin supplements. They make me nauseous. And what this was a whole food. And I understood the technology right away because I used a similar technology in the laboratory to dehydrate cells for experimentation. So I immediately got that it was feasible, possible, a brilliant idea. And I just thought, I should have thought of this, because here I am juicing at home, and in the lab I'm using this technology, and I could have just put my kitchen and lab together and thought of this myself. So I was immediately on board that this was a fantastic idea. Nobody had to convince me. The only question I had is if they had done it right. I knew it was feasible, but was this a legit company? So I did a lot of my own investigation. I went to check out the facility that makes it, or encapsulates it in Southern California. I did some experiments at home to see if the enzymes were active. An experiment you can do yourself, you can actually cut a potato and put some of the powders, the Juice Plus capsule powders, onto the potato, and one of the enzymes is amylase, and it will start to eat up that potato because amylase breaks down starch. So anyway, after all that, I took it, and I realized, wow, I can take this on an empty stomach. That's a first. I've never been able to take anything in a capsule on an empty stomach. So I was convinced that this wasn't just any old vitamin supplement, and it was the real thing with all the sort of the investigation I had done. So then I started taking it, and I started sharing it with people. And one of the people I shared it with was my friend at the time, Doug Barlow. And within 3 days of me sharing it with him, he said, can you make money doing this? Because he was a shipboard engineer, and he was trying to get out of that shipping industry, because we go off 4 to 6 months at a time, make lots of money running these big tankers, and then come back home and enjoy his time in the wilderness until he ran out of money, and then go back to the ship. But he wanted to kind of stay on land. And I said, he asked me, doesn't everybody need this product? And I said, well, everybody can certainly benefit from taking this product. So he wanted to be a rep, and he started calling me at 6 in the morning to call the people back on the East Coast that are 3 hours ahead of us. And he would just keep bugging me to talk to his friends and family till 9, 10 at night. And next thing I knew, we ended up with the business on our hands because he was sharing it. And of course I was sharing it too, mind you, not because I thought I did not see myself as a business person, but I thought it was a fantastic product. So anybody I ran into, it's kind of laughable now, but my pitch back then was, I would see you, for instance, James, and I would say, James, guess what? They've put fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Get your credit card out. This is fantastic. You'll need it. And just my enthusiasm about that, people were like, oh, okay. Oh, sure. Okay. And I ended up getting lots of customers as a result. And Doug being my first rep who wanted to build a business, I felt guilty that I had signed him up, so I started to seek out trainings. There was nothing going on in Seattle back then. So we started to travel to meetings, and I went to my first conference within a few months of signing up, with dragging Doug there. And that was really a game changer. And I'm so glad I went to that conference, because it changed the course of my life. I was having a bit of a moral dilemma, that really resolved itself at the first conference, because here I was writing grants to research cancer and Alzheimer's and degenerative disease and looking for a cure, and then all the investigation I had done with Juice Plus led me to realize, wow, you can prevent all of this in the first place. And the reason I had started doing that research is because it resolved my issues with my neck, which I was not expecting. And I stopped taking ibuprofen 21 years ago, and I have not had to take any kind of painkillers for my neck for the past 21 years. It really helped my neck to heal. So that made such a huge impression. I started studying more about, what fruits and vegetables can do for our health, and that's sort of the 21-year history. I will say that not too many years ago, about maybe less than 5 years ago, I decided, well, I've been sharing this for a while, and who knows, maybe with the, agriculture today, and who knows who's in charge. There had been a lot of turnover in different kinds of, from the corporate end. I decided to empty out an entire 4-month supply of Juice Plus. I had my daughters opening up the capsules into Ziploc baggies, and I sent it off for an independent analysis of just chemical residues, pesticide residues, all that kind of stuff. And it cost me quite a bit of money, actually, to do that, and quite a lot of time to make the results. And that time and money and that investment that I made, once again, into the quality of the product, made me, again, a believer, because 21 years ago, I didn't have children. I have 2 Juice Plus babies that have now become healthy teenagers. And I know that the product has created incredible health results for my entire family. By the way, I ended up marrying that guy, Doug, because he was my best rep, and he's the father of those 2 kids. And so today, I'm more resolved than ever that this product is not only it's actually gone through several evolutions. The technology keeps getting better because the company is committed to being their own best competitor. And the Juice Plus that you can purchase today is quite a bit more advanced in terms of maintaining the nutritional quality of fresh produce than it was even when we first started taking it. So that's sort of a brief history of the past 2 decades with the Juice Plus products, James.
Okay, that's absolutely fantastic. Right, and I just want to cement, after obviously coming to Seattle to spend time with you and meeting your daughter, she's soon to be a world-class figure skater. Am I right?
Yeah, that's her dream for sure. Yeah. My youngest, yes.
A very, very healthy child, and also your older daughter is a fantastic musician.
Yes.
So it's definitely something that is. I can see that this product's giving such great health to you and your family. Would you say also that Doug is the magic behind your success, or would you say the combination of the two?
The combination of the two. I'm still a shy person at heart. I'm an introvert, but he's the kind of person that will make friends with anybody on the street, and I'm more sort of the, the person who thinks about this quite a bit, and I'm really excited about what we've been able to create with Transform 30 as our latest phase, if you will, in the Juice Plus business. It's going really well.
Yeah, that's brilliant, because that's what we're bringing on to now. I had a call, this is out to all the guys, I had a call while I was doing a tour in Canada, a Juice Plus tour, and I was in Vancouver, and I was just about to fly home, and my flights had been changed thanks to Mitra to fly me out to Seattle, which I was really overwhelmed by. But I went over there to actually I heard about the Transform 30 concept all across Canada. Everyone was talking about it, and I didn't really understand what it was, but I had a quick look at it. As a trainer and someone that's been in sports science for a long time, no matter what, it doesn't matter if you're an elite level athlete, special forces, or someone that's sedentary lifestyle, you all need to cleanse your system prior to sort of embarking upon any sort of life change or health plan. It just makes perfect sense. Transform 30 was something that when I looked into it more, it just cemented my belief in the product. it cemented it. It was exactly what myself had been following in a sense and trying to teach my clients, but I didn't really have that format laid out. Well, that's what Transform 30 was, and combining it with the business and the product, it was just revolutionary. But going to Seattle, really seeing it for myself and spending time with Mitra about it, which she's going to talk about now. So Transform 30, you know, when did you first start it? Why did you start it? And what has it done for you and your business so far?
Well, because of just through really sharing Juice Plus over the years, Doug and I have built quite a large business, and it has given me a lot of time freedom to raise my children, write books, live in London for 3 years, travel the world, and also run women's retreats. So what happened is that I had a woman who came to my retreat, and she was about my height, a little over 5 feet tall, and she was a size 12 when she first came. And then she came back a year later, and she was a size 2. So she went from a size, now these are US sizes. I'm trying to think what that would look like. But you can imagine dropping 10 sizes regardless of what the numbers are. It was quite a big difference. And size 2 in the US is a very nice size for somebody who's about 5 feet tall. And that really made an impact on me. And I asked this woman, Kim, I said, you know, how did you do it? Because, you know, if people came to my retreat for a week, I could create amazing results over that week's time. And people would come out, you know, 7 pounds, sometimes even as much as 20 pounds lighter in a week, because we did a lot to help people shed some fat. But what would happen is they'd go home, and it would be very hard for them to maintain the kind of regimen that we had created and the environment that we had created for them. So when I saw Kim being able to maintain or keep going and then able to maintain the results she had gotten, and she's now 3 years into maintaining that level of success, I asked her, what are you doing differently? And she was already a Juice Plus capsule user, and she used the Complete from time to time. But she said, you know, Mitra, the only way I could live my busy life and do that was to do 2 shakes a day. So I only had to really think about 1 meal. And some snacks in between, and I could make better choices with those other meals than otherwise, and my family could eat whatever they wanted to eat, but I could stick to the program. So that really got me thinking, and at the same time I was going to some medical conferences, learning all about cleansing and the gut, and I'd already written a book on the gut. And so all of a sudden it just started to gel in my mind. Oh, we can create a program. It resolved a lot of issues. Sometimes, as great as Juice Plus is, when we're trying to share it with people, people just jump to this a way of looking at supplements like, oh, they've seen it before. It's just another supplement on the market, and they kind of close their doors to a conversation around supplementation often. Whereas with a program, everybody's looking for a plan to follow, a program to follow, a guidelines, lifestyle changes, because it just occurs as more real to them. And if taking the products is part of a program, suddenly the resistance goes way down, and they're much more open to the conversation. And nobody can deny the 2 main questions. Sort of the 3 big things that to start a Transform 30 conversation with someone is, look, you know, you can do anything for 30 days. Would you agree that you can do anything for 30 days once you set your mind to it? And the other 2 questions are, would you agree that the quality of our food is on the decline? And everybody says yes to that. And would you agree that the environmental pollution is only on the rise? And everybody will agree to that. And then you talk about cleansing the system out of all of that, from all that, and that makes a lot of sense to people. And then, of course, we put weight loss in a whole different light for those who need to lose weight that they've never heard of before. They feel less guilty because they understand that it's the toxicity that's having them hang on to all that excess fat. So the conversation, and also just showing the videos. I mean, we have top-notch national marketing directors that all they do is really show my 2-minute video share some results, make some shakes, and people sign up. It's very, very simple. It's a very simple way to share the program.
Bed
hang on a second, Mitra. Hang on a second.
Your eyes are sore because you're not getting enough sleep.
Right, can everyone just mute their computer or phone, please? Someone's having a good old conversation in the background. All right, thank you. Sorry, Mitra. Crack on.
Okay, so and what I have to share with you, James, is when I first came up with this program now, it's about 2.5 years it's been, I knew it was based on solid science, and I expected good results. But the results I've seen have actually blown my mind, really blown my mind, from all walks of life, from people who are anorexic and need to put on some weight, people with eating disorders, to people, it's not just weight loss. People are not only losing weight, but they're getting off of the medications that come along with, obesity often. People who have extra weight often have other health challenges, or people who've struggled with so many crazy weight loss plans, injecting themselves with all kinds of, things that don't work. On the other hand, you just tell them make 2 shakes a day. It's reasonably priced. It's cheaper than food. You don't have to feel guilty. It tastes good. You tell people to make lifestyle changes without the shake. You're not going to have as many good results because of the way we metabolize sugar, and most people are used to eating sugar foods with lots of excess sugar in it. The Juice Plus Complete fools the taste buds because it has a sweet flavor, but when the sugar gets in, it's matched with the fiber in the product, so it has a low glycemic load, so the sugar doesn't enter the blood quickly. And that allows people to experience what I call willpower. Willpower, people don't realize, is not like a genetic thing or a matter of self-discipline. Willpower is a function of blood sugar. And if you can stabilize the blood going to your brain without highs and lows, then what happens is your brain works better. And by the way, on the other hand, you also reduce your chances of all kinds of other health risks, yeast infections to high triglycerides, too much sugar consumption also has lots of other side effects. But most of all, people really experience mental clarity from doing the Transform 30 program. We actually have a new Facebook page, which I shared with you, James, today, which I hope all of you take a look at. We've just started a week ago, and I can't believe the kind of results people are posting. I've seen people with serious conditions like MS, lots of autoimmune diseases, and the people are coming to me. Here's a great story for you. At the U.S. conference, I stand at a booth. It's a meet and greet booth, and people stand in line to ask me health questions. And I enjoy helping people, but I'll be very, very frank with you, which is that it's been a difficult thing for me to see 50, 100 people standing in line to talk to me, and then they have literally a few minutes.
Ja, zeker ben ik kwaad op tijd. Dus het is geen woord de ganse avond niet tegen mij.
Excuse me, whoever hasn't muted their phone.
Niks.
I don't know who that is. Can you please make sure all computers and phones are muted? I'm just checking now to see it. Okay. Sorry, Mitra. So sorry.
No worries. No worries. So it's worse than, the doctor's dilemma, where they have a limited amount of time to talk to patients, and they certainly don't have time to talk about lifestyle changes. So here I am talking to all these people standing in line, and I have literally 2 or 3 minutes, and they're asking me very complicated health questions. They're asking me to diagnose their problems and treat them right then and there. And I don't have their blood work. I don't have their time. I can't possibly, it was a frustrating hour that I would spend. I really, really enjoy conferences, but that hour that I stand and do the meet and greet booth for the past, I can't tell you how many years of doing that, twice a year at 2 of the U.S. conferences for at least the last, 10, if not 15 years. probably my hardest hour at conference, I have to be frank with you. Well, there's been a transition, and over the last 2.5 years, we've transitioned to the point where this last US conference, I just came back from Nashville. James, it brought tears to my eyes because people were still standing in line to meet and greet with me. But this time they weren't asking me complicated health questions that I could not diagnose and treat in 2 minutes. Instead, they were standing in line to say, thank you for the Transform 30 program. Thank you for changing my life. Thank you for changing my family's life. Can I just get a picture with you? And it was so fulfilling. I mean, it was really, really full. It brings me tears to my eyes just to even think about that. And so this is what's happening is we know the products work, but just putting in good things isn't enough to make amazing lifestyle, get amazing results. Your blood work might improve. Yes, I would say 10 to 20% of people who take Juice Plus get life-changing results, really, really amazing results. But what if we could help more like 80, 90%, certainly any 100% of the people who stick to the program experience unbelievable changes in their body, and their blood work changes, everything about their life changes. They create a relationship with their body. Some Juice Plus, if you just take the products themselves, the changes are slower, they're more subtle, and often people quit before they get to experience those changes. But with Transform 30, we've been kind of saying two things. One is, well, there's how the products come, and we just make a sweeping statement because the capsules come in 4-month supplies. We've moved on to this new way of doing things, which is that the program is both T30 and T120. T120 represents the fact that you will be committing to 4-month supply of the products, because the products come in 4-month supplies, because it takes 4 months to change your blood supply, to turn over all the cells in your blood, and it takes 4 months to really, really change out your gut microbiome. All the good bacteria can start to take over, and all the parasites and the yeast can start to kind of find their way out of the gut if you use the products for 4 months. And we're going to have some exciting research, I believe, in this realm coming soon. And then the T30 part is the lifestyle challenge. Somewhere in those 120 days, going back to the concept, you can do anything for 30 days, and especially with the products in your system, you will have the willpower to really, really take on the suggested lifestyle changes, the do's and don'ts that are clearly outlined on the website. We have a guidebook, and then we also now have a incentive for people to go beyond 30 days, which is we're asking distributors that once a client has finished their 30-day program, that you reward them with a T120 Recipes for Life file that we've put into the tools section of the Transform 30 site for representatives, that they have an incentive to just keep going with the results they've gotten. And it's not a strict program. It's not like you can't go to a birthday party or enjoy the holidays. But once you have that relationship with your body, you know what you need to go back to. And it's not that hard to go back to. You don't have to count grams of anything. You just have to stay away from gluten and dairy as much as possible, and of course reduce things like alcohol, sugar, and all these things and even artificial sweeteners that grow yeast in the body. So those are really the biggest guidelines, and I am just excited. What I will tell you is that what I am seeing now is sort of a phase 2 of excitement with Transform 30. There were the diehards that jumped in from the beginning, and thanks to them, what I'm seeing is a huge surge. There's probably 100 to 200 reps a day signing up for their Transform 30 website so they can share it with other people. And it's really, really, and it's a global movement. It's global across the entire Juice Plus world, from Australia to Europe, and I'm really excited about the future. So that was a long-winded answer to your question.
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, what I got from that was brilliant. The Transform 30 to Transform 120 is a great concept, and we all know that Juice Plus we get the 4-month supply. So it makes sense to call, get people tied in. What I found as using it myself and with my clients is it builds an emotional trust because they've got something to focus on over 30 days. But don't forget, guys, it's not just like Mitra says, it's not just taking the product. It's also your support. They get a nutritional guideline, a plan, which they can follow. They've also got the access to the website. And it's also about making those lifestyle changes, i.e. removing the toxin contributors in our lifestyle, gluten, wheat, dairy, alcohol, sugars, for those 30 days to build a trust, whilst flushing in 2 shakes a day and capsules, over 50 varieties of plants per day, eating better source of our vegetables, so we're eliminating toxin there. So we're flushing those toxins out and flushing the nourishment in, and we're moving more regularly, which is all in the guidelines. You're going to get results. So they're going to stay on the products for longer. They're going to probably do it for the rest of their lives. So it's a real good way of building that emotional attachment. From a distributor point of view, what I find is not only obviously you build a more solid customer base and a more trust for the product, long-term customers, from a distributor point of view, it's fantastic because you've got that added tool. You're not just talking about Juice Plus, you're talking about a whole package. So you're going to get a tools page, which is privately to you, which has all the access to the webinars and all the nutritional guides, all the educational material to help you support your business. But you also get a fantastic website that's got all the videos and everything on there that links to your Juice Plus website, so people can go on there and order directly through it. So it's an added tool for you to use in your business. And it's definitely been a huge supportive element to me, supportive element to all the national marketing directors that I've met across the world. And some of the new guys that I'm bringing on board, they're just absolutely loving it. And I know a few of my guys in London are absolutely loving it too. So I really thank you for that. In relation to the future, obviously you're seeing this huge surge though. But I know that you said that, you said something very that sat with me. You said you're more excited now than ever, and that was a year ago. Would you say since you've introduced the Transform 30 plan and concept in your Juice Plus business, would you say you're seeing more? What would you say you're seeing that vertical growth now?
Yes. Well, what happens is that if you think about, so let me further clarify what we're asking people to do is commit to a reorder of shakes. So we're actually asking them to be prepared for a 4-month supply. A 4-month supply of shakes and capsules to arrive at their door, and they will be paying for it on installment. And I'm just looking here in my files because somebody threw me a chat about the daily and monthly cost of Juice Plus. I don't know if you have that at your fingertip, James, or approximately.
Yeah, well, the platinum package is obviously the capsules and shakes. So it's less than £3 per day.
Yeah, it's less than £3 per day, so you can multiply that by 30. So what you're looking at is something that basically gives you 2 meals a day that you don't really have to worry so much about, right? And then the capsules. So what that does, for those of you that are representatives, it seems like we have some other people listening in that are not reps, but this conversation is for the reps. We do have an incredible opportunity that can take you to National Marketing Director, which is a landmark in our business. And it only takes, when it comes to Transform 30, about 275 customers in your team to achieve that position, not by yourself. And if you think of that across 5 sales coordinators, if you do some quick math here, sorry, I should have had these numbers prepared. So basically, we're looking at each sales coordinator team having about a little over 50 customers apiece. So each distributor has 10 to 15 customers, a very, very manageable size. That will be enough to qualify your business. It's enough for you to help others make some residual income. And then when you add it all up, 275 customers takes you to the National Marketing Director position. So obviously what's happening is that people are seeing results faster, sharing more enthusiastically with their friends and family, and that allows people to just really share. And one of the things that I'm really, really big on is if you really get on that new customer, especially for the first 2 weeks, I would suggest a daily text or private message or Voxer daily, just to check in with them and let them know you're thinking about them. For the first 2 weeks, a daily touch, especially during that T30 phase when they're trying to make lifestyle changes. What are you eating? Do you have any questions? What are you mixing your shakes with? To really get them to use the guide, and it's worth in our business is a little different, because initially there's a lot of emotional currency, if you will, that we put into our customers. We want them to transform their lives, and if we can help somebody get through their first 30 days, you will have somebody who's not only a raving fan, but people around them are going to ask them, what are you doing differently? Because you look different, you have more energy, your skin is glowing, your hair is growing, what's happening? People will notice, and that is the natural way our business is growing. We've done quite a bit to try to share the business, but we're learning whether teams are sharing the business or not sharing the business. If they take care of their customers, their businesses are exploding. And smart people today are looking for opportunities to work from home. Moms are trying to stay home with their kids. And people are learning that when you buy from a big corporation, you're not necessarily helping one single, like when you're buying from these home-based businesses, one way to think about it is you're helping somebody's football, like a school football team or a school auction or fundraiser for a school, or you're helping families live better lives when you're supporting a stay-at-home mom building their Juice Plus business. And we're a mission-driven company, and we're unlike other companies where people are driven by the money. The money is there for sure. We have an amazing compensation plan, but if we can focus on sharing the program and taking care of the customer, then what happens is the business just takes care of itself, really. It's not that doesn't mean you don't need to learn the ins and outs of the business and the marketing plan and the reports and all of that. You do need to learn that, but it becomes more of a natural progression into our business, and then almost like a need to know, okay, now I've got so many customers and I've got this bonus that just came in. What does it mean? And how do I pay it forward to my friends? So it's kind of driving itself. So, yeah.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. And I think the most important thing for everyone on this call, if you want to use Transform 30 in your business, is to do Transform 30 yourself.
Absolutely.
So experience it yourself, get on the website, get the guide, sign up to the website, do it yourself, get on the capsules, get on the shakes, and you can experience it, then you can share it. Mitra, that has been such a great help and inspiration to us all, and I'm sure everyone on this call would love to ask you 1,000 questions, but unfortunately we can't. You can message me directly, and then I'll bombard you with those at a later date, Mitra. But I just want to say thank you from behalf of all the team. I know James Sanderson needs to catch a flight in a second. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to quickly, I'm going to pass it over to James. Mitra, from the bottom of my heart, thanks so much. You're welcome to stay on the call and just listen to us rabble on a bit. I don't know whether you're busy or not. James Sanderson, guys.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you, Mitra. Thank you, James. Particularly thank you, Mitra. I mean, what an awesome presentation, I've got to say. I mean, we're all very excited, but when we hear your passion, when we hear your conviction, it's just something so, so special. So thank you very, very much indeed. I mean, more than ever before, I'm convinced, that we have something so absolutely extraordinary with our company, something really, really unique. And I hope for everyone tonight that you have heard something that has really struck a chord with you, but not just struck a chord with you, but it's got you in your emotions, because what we have here to share with people is life altering. And, the number of people that we can help is, well, it's outstanding. All we have to do is just get out and talk to people. So, Mitra, thank you so much. Can't tell you how much we appreciate you. You're such a wonderful gift to us all. Thank you, James, for hosting a brilliant call tonight. This has been recorded, and I will get that out to you. Maybe not straight away, but I will get that out to you.
Thanks so much, James. Send me a recording. Good to see you, even over Zoom.
Okay, everyone.
James, can you mention next week's call? Monday night, we've got Simon Bowler on the call at 8:30 next Monday. And if James, do you want to just quickly share about him a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Simon is unquestionably really the strongest country leader in the world. You know, what he has done with the UK is utterly outstanding. You know, and so much of it is to do with his leadership. I would put it that, you know, obviously the people have been critical, but it's Simon's desire and determination to drive things forward has been the critical element. So, you know, he's someone who we really all admire tremendously. He's got fantastic vision, fantastic energy. He believes that we're nowhere near started yet. So come on the call next week, understand more about who he is, understand more about where we're going. It'll be a great call. So we look forward to seeing you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Take care. Have a good rest of the evening. Thanks, Misha. Bye. Bye.